Hello, and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Katrina Adkins with SHI. Today, I have the pleasure of talking with Ravneet Chadha, Chief Data Officer at University of Arizona. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Good morning, Katrina. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
I'd love to touch a little bit more on student retention. So, what does the data say about student retention, and how have you used some of the unique data from your university to either increase enrollment or keep students there, keep them at the university?
There are different initiatives that we've kind of worked on. It could be on the DEI front. Some demographics retain better than others. Some demographics graduate better than others, but some demographics graduate sooner than others, right? So all of these pieces are a big part of it. So we look at all the analysis on that front. We look at how they are doing in their particular degree program. So we have dashboards that, data sets that are available for example, advisors that can go in and see, these are the students who have this grade point average, right? Because you have to have a certain grade point average to graduate. So you can create initiatives to basically say, hey, these are the students that might need some extra help. These might be the students who are behind on their bursars payment. What can we do for that students? There might be certain students who, with COVID, might have taken a break. How do we do outreach and bring them back so, they complete their education? So there are a lot of pieces that happen on that front to make sure, how do we stay competitive with financial aid, right? We are 3 state universities, and, online impact from other universities across the country is growing as well. So people are trying to figure out, do I need to go to school in person or can I do it remotely? So all those pieces end up impacting that particular data set as well. So just depending upon what questions we are trying to answer, I would say is super critical. And then is one initiative going to have an impact on the other one, right? We also want to make sure we are not creating any sort of negative bias on that front as well.
Thank you so much. So I would love to follow up with a big question. Where do you see yourself in the future?
Whew, that's a tough question. I would say since my early professional days as a business analyst, I've always been focused to provide the best service I can provide to my customers. That has been a critical goal of me, and I think that would be a critical goal for my team now. And I've always built long-lasting relationships that I feel like I will cherish for whatever long I am here, or wherever I go, I want to stay connected with the people. But I think the important part is, as a CDO, you have to have those relationships as well. And I think that is something that is helping me out in my role today in terms of what I had done, let's say 10 years back, because people have this comfort level where they can come up and say, hey, I'm struggling with this. I need help on that front. So, it is something that definitely helps me. I have gained a lot of experience on I would say, different levels. And I think that my different positions over the years have set me to be a strategic leader in various areas. It's not just the data pieces. People come to me with questions that might not be necessarily tied to data, but because to provide the answers to data, you have to understand the business process and multiple business process. So I would say that has been a big part for me. Like I always tell people, like, good thing about being a data leader is you have to understand all sorts of different businesses and at a greater depth of knowledge to provide any sort of insight. Like, you cannot just say, hey, here's a data set and here might be the insight. You have to kind of do a deeper analysis to actually provide mindful, accurate, and insightful thoughts about the narrative that you're actually sharing with people. So that is critical. I would say in the end, it would be more about giving back to the wonderful community of people that I've worked with, whether I've called them peers, colleagues, mentors, whatever you want to call them, over the last 15 odd years. I see the world of data and strategy to be evolving over the next 10 years like we've not seen before. Definitely a lot more than what it was the last 10 years. So I think there's a lot more opportunity for me to share my knowledge and expertise that I have gained over the years to with other different organizations or people that might not have a mature data landscape at the institution or the organization they work for. And I can share some of the experience, good and bad. And like I said earlier, there's an opportunity to cut down on your struggles if you can learn from somebody else's. And all of this, if this leads me into a different field that is built upon my prior experiences, that is something that, again, is open as well. Like I said, I am a learner, and I think I'll be a learner for life. So if something new comes in and I have to figure something out and to grow, I would definitely be open to that.
It sounds like you have.
Sorry, it wasn't a one answer.
No, that's wonderful. No, it sounds like you have just a great balance of plans for the future, but you're open to learning new things and open to anything that might come your way. So I have to say, I feel like your colleagues, your peers are extremely lucky to have you there at the University of Arizona, extremely lucky to be working with you. So I just really enjoyed getting to know you. So thank you, Ravneet, for joining me today. And for those of you who are out here listening, please visit cdomagazine.tech for additional interviews. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Katrina. It's been a pleasure.